If you've ever struggled with yo-yo dieting, this one's for you. You need long-term goals. The initial weight goal that you have set up is good, but however, is it enough? I'll use myself as an example. Whenever I was 18, coming out of high school, I weighed about 165. I then, in the span of 2 years, went from 165 all the way up to 214. Whenever I was about 214, got a couple looks at myself in the mirror, decided I didn't like what I saw, so I started exercising, I started dieting down, and I got all the way down to 175. But I didn't have any long-term goals at all. So what I ended up doing is I went back to the same habits that I had before. I started eating out again, I stopped exercising, and eventually, that catches up to you. So I ended up going from my weight of 175, I ended up going much further past what I had initially lost my weight from. I got up all the way to 248 in the morning, and then by the time the day was done and I had eaten all my food, I was weighing about 252. So from there, I really didn't like what I saw. So I went down from 248 down to 178. But again, I didn't set any long-term goals for after my target weight. And so inevitably, without any long-term goals, without anything else to try to reach, I went back to my habits again. And I started eating out, not as much as before, but I did eat out a little bit. I ate more at home, sat around more, was not anywhere near as active, and that caught up to me too. And I ended up going from 178 to 214. Same weight that I'd gotten up to the first time. From there, I started losing weight again. I was really just focusing on my diet. I wasn't exercising yet, and I kept that up for about 5 months. During those 5 months, I did lose some weight. I had increased my step count, so I guess that is a little bit of a form of exercise. But other than that, I hadn't done any weight training at all. I was losing the weight, but decided I wasn't really satisfied with how it was looking whenever it was coming off. And so about June of last year, I started lifting the weights again. I continued that all the way up until the end of the year. Once I hit the end of the year, I was all the way back down to my high school weight. But this time I had a little bit more muscle, more definition, all that stuff. I liked the way it looked. Previously, this would have been about the time I would have stopped. I would have been satisfied with what was there. I would not have continued pushing on any further at all. But I really wanted things to be different this time. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up setting some longer term goals for myself. I was no longer just satisfied with getting back down and no longer being fat. I've pretty much always just relied on my natural abilities. Whatever my natural look was, with just a little bit of diet and exercise, that's what I've always just been satisfied with. So I've never really seen how far I could go. So what I've decided to do is I want to see how far I can go if I give myself at least 5 years of training. That's my midterm goal. Okay, that's still not the end, because I don't want to get there at the end of 5 years and stop again because maybe I'm satisfied. But that is still a good thing to have too, a midterm goal. My long-term goal, it's really just the standard, you want to be healthy as you get older, you want to age well, you want to still be able to move around, whenever you're finally able to go on vacations and stuff like that, whenever you can finally retire, you want to be able to enjoy it. You don't want to just be bedridden all the time. I've seen that. I do not want that for myself if possible. So that's my long-term goal. And that's all right. You can set goals in between that you want to hit. I just finished my first bulk ever. I have never bulked before. I'm currently starting to cut again. About halfway there, I think, back down to a leanness that I like, and then I'll probably just maintain for the rest of the summer, and then after the summer I plan on bulking again, and then whenever I finish that bulk I'm gonna cut again. But all of this to say, if you set long-term goals for yourself and you set some goals in between, some target goals in between that you can hit along the way to give yourself some satisfaction on the way, you will see much more success than just a target weight. That's all I have to yap about for today. I hope this video does you some good. It certainly helped me setting those goals. Have a good rest of your day.